interview and for coming. Would you like to introduce yourself and what you
Sure,
do and then your cause, like a little
sure.
intro for our collective?
Sure. So I'm Kulsum Shadab Wahab. I'm the CEO of Hothur Foundation. It's a foundation which supports underprivileged women, underprivileged kids, and acid attack survivors. I've been focusing a lot on attack survivors recently, and we have two parts of this where it's rehabilitation and empowerment. Rehabilitation is the part where we take care of their surgeries and we take care of all the trauma they've gone through. Psychologically, we do a lot of motivation with them, we support them financially in terms of their needs at home, their work needs, all of that. And empowerment is basically Ara Lumiere, which was born with the need to give acid attacks survivors a voice. It's a fashion project, and I believe that fashion is a very powerful tool, and it can actually reach out to a lot of people who are not aware of things that are happening around the world. Especially acid attacks is a topic that not many know of. My journey began with differently abled children, and I used to run these little workshops where we used to do colors of hope. That is, we used to get children who are differently abled, and they used to paint, and we used to do art therapy with them and address their needs through art. And I used to visit a lot of hospitals, and that's when I came across as an acid attack survivor, and that's how my journey with them began.
Because when you were talking about your cause, I found out that actually in Europe, people are not really like they're not really knowing about the violence at home, and then I realized it's probably like the eastern countries that deal with that more. Yesterday I was doing some research regarding the topic, and in Istanbul they made this kind of like big building with the wall with the pairs of shoes, and it's like 440 pairs of shoes attached to this wall.
Wow.
Saying that this is how many women were killed by their husbands in Turkey. And for example, in Russia, we have a home abuse problem too, like violence at home, and women don't go away. But since you said that in India you have even acid attacks that happen at home, which is even more violent, I think, that anywhere I've heard of. So that was very interesting that you're helping that cause and going through, it's a difficult process that I can imagine of. So would you want to tell more about like how does it happen for like each woman, like so she was attacked, and then what's her process for recovery, and what are the most difficult things that you have to deal with while helping them out?
So acid attack survivors, after the attack happens, there are many cases which go unreported in India. There are very few women who are brave enough to come out and then address this issue. They talk about it or they report the case. There are very few women because they are scared of the person who's attacked them. They are worried what happens later, and most of them are husbands or spurned lovers, so they stay away from that and they don't report the case at all. For the ones who report the case, there's a long like a list of things that they need to go through, because surgeries are something which is not like a one time thing. So each survivor has to undergo a minimum of like about 15 to a maximum of maybe 30 plus reconstructive surgeries, and this is something that has taken away their identity. When an acid attack happens, it's a third degree burn. So not many people know about this. Like, we know about organ donation, but not many people know about skin donation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've been championing the cause, and I've been talking about skin donation through maybe fashion or whatever I do. I talk about skin donation first, because when an acid attack happens, the only thing that can save them is skin, and it's a third degree burn. And but the problem is, in India we don't have much skin when they need it, so we need to raise awareness for this. People need to know that they can donate their skin like they donate their organs.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so there are skin banks. People can go pledge their skin. So after death, The skin bank people come and they collect your skin and go back. So this is what needs to be focused on, and how to address the problem. But more specifically, we need to stop acid sale. That's more important, because acid is sold in smaller towns for 25 rupees, for 30 rupees, which is so easily available. Now they are working on, the government is working on banning acid sale even in small cities. So an acid attack survivor goes through a lot of trouble, like physically, mentally, emotionally. Like it's a really terrible battle that they have to go through. So we take care of their surgeries, and besides taking care of their surgeries, we also take care of the trauma that they've gone through, because it's unimaginable trauma that they've been through. We take care of that. We take care of their children's education. We take care of their family needs, and also empowerment, where I've got them to do Ara headgears. And this was born, the ethos of the brand is that such beautiful things are born out of the most difficult conditions. And I think the survivors have gone through terrible conditions, but if you look at the products, you feel that their heart and soul is into it. It's each headgear is so precious. Made a promise to my survivors. I don't know. I had just said that, I will get you all on an international platform someday, and people will know that you're so worth everything. Like they are so talented, they are so beautiful. Their soul is so beautiful. They are such beautiful, confident women. I had promised them, but I never knew that God is going to open so many doors, especially in Italy. Camera Moda has been brilliant. Camera Moda has given us a platform which was unimaginable, and we won the platform last Fashion Week.
How does it work? How do you get into, their system with the new brand to support your cause? Like, do you reach out to them? Do you send them projects? Because Camera della Moda, and in Europe in general, all of these organizations are very conservative, and they're just starting to kind of like reach out and like branch out to like other countries.
I got a mail from the Camera Moda office, where they invited me to be a part of the hub market, and that's when I got my products out there, and it was selected and I won the platform.
Okay. So
Yes.
basically, it's relatively like, anybody could do this because
I think the team is amazing. I have so much respect, and I'm so grateful to Mr. Carlos Capasa, Sara Maino, like the entire team of Camera Moda. They've been extremely supportive in this project, and they've really helped me a lot. We give back 100% towards the charity, towards the foundation, towards the survivors' surgeries, where they are taken care of, and this is like a completely charitable project, and I think it's a great way to give back to these women.
I also know that we were talking before, and you told me that now you're trying to do all of your stuff as sustainable as possible. So all of your headpieces are done out of the sustainable silk. So I wanted to talk more about it, because the topic of sustainability and like clean production has been like circling around, and this year I think it reached, kind of like the top, because everybody's talking about it. And I was wondering, how did you make a choice to go sustainable? Is it more expensive? And then how is it in India? Like, is it common to have a sustainable brand, or it's something that you're also kind of pioneering in?
My sustainable line is called Resilience, and we have worked very hard on this entire line. My friend Shitija, she worked on the designs, and it's been a process over she worked on the designs over a couple of months, and these are of 6 plants which have lived for many years, and we resonate that to the survivor stories, and we got the survivors to paint these plants, and then we created the design where the survivors have even written letters. And if you see the scarves, if you notice the scarves, the letters go in the background and the plants are on the top. So the design is really beautiful. She's created a beautiful pattern, and I'm happy this was really appreciated at our presentation and even at the clan event the other day. I think this project is very close to my heart because it's so beautiful, it's so sensitive, and it's completely sustainable. And even the silk we worked on for more than 3 months. It was so difficult to get the right fall because we are working on scarves and we couldn't get. So Ahimsa silk is silk which is completely 100% sustainable, where we haven't killed the worms in the process. So normally Ahimsa silk you get different categories. So the ones on the headgears are a little thicker. The silk is a little thicker because for the headgears you always need a fabric which is a little thick so that it stands better. And the silk which we've used for the scarves was tried and tested like a zillion times before we got the right one. And we finally got it just 20 days before I could leave to Milan. So it was a last minute thing, but then we got it right, and the fall has been amazing, and everybody at Camera Moda and even at the presentation at Clan loved it. So I'm really happy that this has been appreciated. No, in India, a lot of brands are going sustainable. There's a lot of sustainability happening in India, and every brand has become conscious of that. And in some way, they want to be sustainable. Whatever, it might not be 100% sustainable project, but in some way, every brand is getting sustainable, and I think we are coming close to that.
But that's so wonderful.
Yes. I always believe that whatever is meant to be will come my way, and the best things have come my way. I'm very spiritual, and I believe in the law of attraction. And it's all about your intention. With my survivors, for me, I believe it's all about my intention and what I want to give back to them. And it's been a beautiful journey. You can never, I don't think it's possible to sum up everything in a few minutes, or I can't begin to tell you what I've gone through, because this journey has been so beautiful for me. In fact, I have learnt a lot from these women, because these are such confident women that sometimes I look at them and I feel like there's so much for me and so much more to learn.